Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another exciting episode of your favorite crime podcast from your favorite guy. I'm Mike Recine, and I'm joined by friend of the show, show favorite, Abby Rosenquist.
Hello.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming by last minute. Sorry we're late. I guess that's part of having a podcast. You just...
Oh, it was supposed to come out yesterday?
It was supposed to come out, last night. And I was playing Red Dead till 5 in the morning.
Wow. Yeah, like you could have definitely recorded.
I could have researched.
Yeah, you could have done some research. We did some research.
We did a good amount of stuff.
Yeah,
before.
we watched this guy went undercover or whatever. I'm going to be a spy.
That's what so I wanted to say. So we drove to a show last night, and you said that you wanted to, you think that you would make a good spy, and I was like, I'm not sure. You're a little bit of you're not a blabbermouth, but
I would have to like excommunicate myself from my family. Like I could just never contact my family ever again or whatever. Because
but that's the easy part.
Just never talking to your family. They have both of my parents. Everybody in my I have a lot of family, so like they'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't need me.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be bummed for a little bit, but like ultimately it'd probably be a relief.
Yeah.
And then, if I was like in another country or something, like because I can like play the dumb like white girl.
Yeah.
From America, from Texas. You know, it's like I'm already doing comedy, so it's like I look like I don't value my life very much. You know, so it's like I can kind of blend in like, oh, this like, I don't know. But then also I can like, I don't know. I feel like I can fit into different places. I remember one time this guy told me.
Yeah, has there ever been.
He said that I was the kind of girl he could bring to a country club.
Uh-huh.
So it's like I can get into those kinds of places. I can get into fancy places if I dress up. I can dress down.
But you could also like put your hair in like pigtail. Because you also kind of you could pass for like a religious fundamentalist.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, that could probably be
pass for whatever. Yeah, I mean, because like I don't know. I feel like white women have a particular access to the world. Mm-hmm. You know, like. Because that guy, okay, so we also watched, there was this Mexican guy who...
Maybe even more than white men.
Yeah, because people want to fuck us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so... Yeah, I mean, and also men are easily... I mean, you constantly hear about guys who go to strip clubs and think hookers fall in love with them and all this stuff. Like, men are, like, very gullible. That's why you guys have to be stronger, is because, like, you guys are so easily taken advantage of.
Right.
Yeah, and, but, like...
That has happened more times than... I mean...
Oh,
but
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Mexican guy, he
that's
like went under.
I mean, if you're a stripper, like that's a big part of the job is to
manipulate.
Yeah, but just act like you.
Laugh at the jokes the right way.
Yeah, like the jokes. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're so interesting. Isn't that what every guy wants to hear? Every guy wants to be interesting. You know.
But I think maybe like.
Everybody wants different things. Everybody has like the different thing that they want to be told that they are. Mm-hmm. And it was like whatever their brother was told by their parents that they were.
Yeah. But I think they're like part of the job is you do have to kind of like people a little bit.
You have to like people?
You have to like people and you have to be...
You have to be good with people. You don't have to necessarily like people. I mean, so that guy who went undercover, I mean, did he say he felt bad about manipulating all those people and ruining their lives?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess he cared, but he seemed a little bit sociopathic. He seemed a little removed from it.
My notes are in the other room. I'm going to go grab them.
Okay.
All right. I'll be right back.
So this guy...
Folks, Blue Apron.
What does Blue Apron mean? What does Blue Apron mean? Oh, okay. My ex would do Blue Apron, and it was pretty good, and it made him look like he knew what he was doing, and it was like hot.
No, like pretend it's like a... Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's like why I liked him, is because he had Blue Apron.
Hear that, folks? If you want your girlfriend to have a wet vagina, go to blueapron.com and start your order. Okay.
He knows how to cook, even though he really didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but any idiot can throw a dish together.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, so I my family was watching the movie Black Klansman over Easter, and it looked pretty good. I was doing some research on it. There was a guy, Ron Stallworth, who like he grew up. He was from Chicago. His family moved him to I think El Paso, Texas. And then he became a law enforcement officer. He ended up in Colorado, and he finds this ad in a newspaper that says that the local Klan is looking for members.
Really?
Yeah, and
they're recruiting.
They're recruiting in like a newspaper. And he's like, if you want information, write to this PO box. And he writes a letter. And then he thought that he was just going to get like a pamphlet or something. And the guy from the Klan like calls him.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, how's it going, brother?
They're looking for friends. Is what they're looking for.
They are.
He's like, he's bored. He's bored of fucking Terry's stories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we put out an ad.
Would you join the Klan if it meant you had friends?
I just don't think it would ever get to the point where I needed to join the Klan to have friends. But if I didn't have any friends, probably.
Yeah.
Because I think about that. It's like, like imagine, like everybody hates Trump or whatever, but imagine that the only person who can pick you up from the hospital is somebody who loves Trump. You know what I mean? Right. Then I guess you kind of like Trump.
I guess you have to,
because I want to get picked up from the hospital.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of people out there because like
I know my mom loves Trump, but she'll always take me to the airport and doesn't love him, but
my mom doesn't love him either. She's just like, I just want everybody to get along. And my husband and dad voted for Trump. I mean, so it's kind of like it
kind of makes sense because you think like if black people get to wear costumes and hang out, like we should too.
What are you talking about?
Like they're the clothes they wear.
We should be able to wear those sheets because black people get to dress up in other stuff.
Yeah, like they get to.
That's like the only thing that we have left.
They get
Look,
to wear like.
I tried to wear dreads and you guys got mad at me, so now I'm wearing a Klan member.
They get to wear red leather from head to toe, so we can. I
am regularly jealous that black women can pull off yellow, and I know that other white women can pull off yellow, and I have some yellow, but like they get to like they look
somebody
so
said that was a
cute
white
in
person.
those.
No, but somebody said black people don't look good in yellow.
What? Who said that? They're wrong.
Okay, because they wear lighter clothing.
Because I actually get targeted advertisements for like black people stuff.
Do you?
Yeah, and for fat women stuff.
Really? I guess
sometimes, but like I'll get actually, there's this pair of pants that I haven't bought. One, because I'm like, I don't know if I should be spending money on that right now. And two, because I'm like, I just know that I can't pull it off.
Yeah.
But they're so fucking cool looking. They're like patchy, I don't know, color blocked pants, but they're like a black guy should be wearing them.
Okay.
And I want to wear them so bad.
Right.
But I can't do it.
Maybe
but they like, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like black people get to wear like bright colors and it looks pretty like against their skin.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas with me with the yellow, I think I have the wrong skin tone where it's like it's just gonna make me like I don't know, like I dyed my hair red one time. I was like, can't do that.
Yeah.
That looked bad.
Yeah.
Doesn't fit well.
Right.
We're so limited. I'm so limited. Life's hard.
Yeah.
But okay, so they get.
I don't know why. I mean, yeah. I mean, like the Klan sucks, but.
Well,
I don't know what I was.
Well, we were talking about like the being infiltrated, like the police infiltrated.
But it's just like, imagine if like one of your KKK brothers like always came to get you at the airport and you just didn't have to worry about getting to and from the airport and you just had to like pretend to hate Jews.
Well, he was like, oh, the white supremacy is like infiltrating the law enforcement. I was like, no, white supremacy started the law enforcement and good people have been infiltrating it, and then it turns into people going AWOL because they get in there and they're like, they want to make a difference, and then they realize how racist it is and they're like, oh, I have to kill people.
This is just an extension of the Klan.
What was that thing that happened? Was it in California? Where some guy like went AWOL and like shot up all like he was a police officer.
Oh, Christopher Dorner.
Oh, is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a whole that we should do an episode on that.
Christopher Dorner?
The
dude, totally.
Because his whole thing was like he was a cop.
It was a black guy, right?
Yeah, and he got fed up with like the racism in the NYPD and he just like went crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, and he killed like the chief's granddaughter or something.
Whoa.
So I mean, there's different ways. It's like there's different ways to get your message across.
Yeah.
But he wrote this big long manifesto, and like in part of the manifesto he was like, also shout out to Louis C.K., Bill Burr, Jeff Ross, all my favorite comedians. You guys rock.
Dude, we should do a podcast with just unread manifestos.
Yeah.
There's got to be so many. I feel bad for all the people who left a manifesto and like nobody really read it. Like even their friends were like,
but sometimes with manifestos,
God, 50 pages, I can't do it.
The thing with manifestos is like sometimes you think they would be interesting and then it just ends up being like, it's just
a mentally ill person.
Like, no, but not even that. It's like high school like poetry.
Oh, okay.
It's like undergrad, short story writing where it's very self-indulgent and you're just like, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
There's people who do that stuff are they're not just murderers. They're like rude.
They're people
like,
who just wanted to
they're
talk
like
more than anybody
self-indulgent.
wanted to listen for a reason.
Right.
They're
right.
like, it's just nonsense. What I saw, I had never heard it before, but it's like you're talking in circles and circles don't have a point.
Yeah. Right.
That's what a manifesto is for some people.
Right. Because think of the people in your life that you've met that you're like, oh, this guy might like shoot up the office or kill somebody. It's usually someone who's like very, arrogant.
Do you think that? And I know that like who is it? Dane Cook has a whole bit about how he would like not get shot up in those things. Like thanks for the Snickers
like
or whatever.
Candy,
yeah, I remember watching that. But like, do you think in the places that you've worked, do you think you would be spared by the weird person?
I like to think that I would, but I think
I would.
But I think everybody likes to think that they would.
I mean, he would make me his sex slave or something. But like, I think that like,
yeah,
I've been nice enough to people that I've worked with that I think I'd be an exception.
Well, I'll tell you this: I've had mostly like good working environments, but I have had some shitty. Like a long time ago, I worked at the Ruby Tuesday in Times Square, and I felt like that was very toxic because it was people who were like, I just need this job, I hate it here, and I'm just gonna like come in and go to work. But then there were also people who were like weirdly like passionate about it.
Oh, for sure.
Like there was this one guy, his name was like Lewis, and he was the expediter.
Those people are gonna join ISIS later, by the way.
Probably, yeah.
If you can get that excited about working at a fucking Ruby Tuesdays, then somebody can convince you to like.
They're gonna do something
for sure.
Because there was a whole there was like a whole cast of people. There was like the GM who was like this white guy named Jeff with like a short haircut. He was like, oh, he was just like an idiot. He was just like a bumbling. He somehow like bumbled his way into being GM.
Dude,
there's always that. Have you worked at some of those restaurants?
I was just about to say I worked at Texas Roadhouse for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and
it's kind of the same.
I was a hostess. And they were called the Pretty Pretties.
The Pretty Pretties.
And so all these girls that I worked with were like these like preppy like dancer types or whatever. And the girl who was supposed to be training me sat me down and told me which guys were off limits to me. That she was supposed to be telling me like how to work. Yeah. And she was like,
she was fucking them?
She was just telling me who was off limits to me to talk to because they're already spoken for. And giving me the update on that. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Okay, let's get sidetracked and do this real quick because we'll go through like because it is kind of the same everywhere you go because the GM was like both Ruby Tuesdays that I worked at. It was
imagine
this guy
fighting
Jeff
over
and this
a GM.
guy Eric. No, but imagine like that's and it wasn't like they were particularly hardworking or good. They were just like they just kind of like stumbled into it.
No, yeah, you keep getting promoted and you're like you feel responsibility or whatever and you're making a little bit more money. You're in a better position than the other people you work with.
Yeah.
And you get to have that.
Yeah.
You get to be making a little bit more than the other people and tell them what to do.
Yeah. There was this assistant manager who's this guy Eric who was like tall and wore glasses and he was just like this dumb dipshit who would like just talk about how he hated gay people.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, but just like talk openly.
This
was the Jersey one. I don't think he was like smart enough to be gay. I think he was just he wasn't smart or interesting enough. He was just
your dick isn't smart. What your dick wants doesn't have to be smart to know what it wants.
Then there's always like a black lady who's like there's like a black lady with like 3 kids who's single who's making like $13 an hour to like sort of almost run the restaurant.
Yeah.
There was a lady there like that.
Damn. Was she good at her job?
Yeah.
Huh.
As far as I remember, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There was the kitchen staff who was usually cool. There was this guy Josh who looked like a Peanuts character.
Okay.
He was like, his face was.
His head was too big.
It looked like he had a big head, big nose, and like little dots for eyes.
Oh gosh! Oh my gosh! I knew this one kid that like when he wore glasses, his eyes looked normal, and then he took them off, and then his eyes just disappeared. They were like the tiniest little. But his glasses magnified it enough to where he looked like he had normal sized eyes.
Yeah.
And then he takes his glass and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Where had that happen?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that person should get some fucking glasses.
Yeah. There was a girl Missy who had like a spray tan and like probably a belly button ring.
Totally.
And like you know got her worked her way up to being like assistant manager.
How did she work her way up?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah. And I don't know, but I do remember there was a guy Lewis who like was very into being the expo because he had goals of like moving up in the company.
Oh my gosh, yeah, is the expo the person?
He was very serious, like wouldn't joke around and was just like kind of a prick. Like I was like I don't want to be. And then there was a girl from Texas. I said cunt in front of her, and she was like, "Can you please never use that word again?"
Oh my gosh, I didn't think
Yeah.
that was real. Do people really care about the word cunt that much?
Did you see Carrie Caudette's
Yeah.
set last night?
Yeah. That's where I was like, who was just talking about that? Yeah, she said white women don't like the
She
word
was
cunt.
like, I
Probably
think white women just don't like cunt.
we need a
because-
struggle.
Yeah. They need they just want to be on board with some kind of
Oh,
like,
for
it's not
sure.
that big of a deal. But anyway, so he infiltrates the Klan. So he sends
Wait,
sends
who
a white
infiltrates the Klan?
this guy Ron Stallworth.
Oh, okay.
So he sends a white officer to pose as him. So there was so he would usually talk to people over the phone, then he would send this Jewish guy to infiltrate. But what I read was this was in the 70s when this was happening. Colorado you think it's Colorado, you think, mountains, dog parks, lesbians. Colorado had 30 to 40,000 Klan members.
There's a lot of mountains to hide in.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of separation.
Mm-hmm. Is there?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know the geography that well, but I mean, mountains literally are the biggest separator. I mean, having that much of a, I don't know, like Appalachians. You think of the Appalachian Mountains. Guess who's up in there? Other kinds of ignorant white people.
Right.
You know, the mountain life, yo.
Yeah.
Everybody's real chill.
Yeah. But they said even the mayor of Denver was this guy Stapleton. I forget his last name, but he they insisted that he appoint their chief of police.
Who appointed?
The mayor of Denver had taught. He might have been a Klan member.
Probably.
In the 70s. The mayor of Denver. So the Klan put pressure on him to appoint the chief of police.
So who did he appoint?
Some other Klan member.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really know much about whites. I mean, it's because it also just depends on where you're at. It's where I was talking to somebody, they saw a Ku Klux Klan building.
Yeah.
It's and it's usually their flag and a Confederate flag, and then I can't remember some other kind of flag.
Yeah.
That are all there together. But it's have you ever seen anything from the KKK ever?
I haven't. I mean, now it's all just the
I guess people have to hide it more.
alt-right stuff who are really funny.
Isn't it a bummer?
Yeah.
But that white supremacists are the funniest people, funnier than black people, I would say. White supremacists.
I don't think this.
I'm kidding.
I'm
kidding. Nobody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I wonder how much of it depends on where you're at, but I assume that most law enforcement has some white supremacy shit that either is being worked out of the system or it's still full on. I don't know. I don't fucking know any cops. My mom told me never date a cop. That's all I know about cops.
Oh, nice.
Do you have any cops in your family?
No.
Yeah,
No.
me either. So it's I don't fucking know what they're.
I have family members with hats in the back of their cars.
Okay.
Like state trooper hats.
Okay. What does that mean?
People put a hat in the back of their car to support the cops.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that just hopefully you don't pull me over because you see a hat in the back of my car kind of thing?
I think my grandfather used to do that in his Buick, yeah.
I just did a show for cops not that long ago. Did I tell you? Yeah. Raul did it too. He's very funny. Yeah, I mean, it was just it was very white. It was it's also funny because it was in the suburbs. It's 30 or 40 minutes out of the city of where they're even running stuff, so it's they don't want to be near the people that they're arresting, which I guess makes sense, but it is, I mean, they want to stay away for a reason,
right? It's you almost make it, it's you can get right to the middle class sort of if you become a cop. Wow, yeah, it kind of is. Same with military. I mean, if you don't die, I mean, same with both, where it's if you don't die, then you're kind of middle class-ish, mostly just because there's a security because that's another thing they were talking about, the biker gangs. The biker gangs were kind of boring, but one thing he was saying about them was it's mostly about brotherhood. It's mostly a camaraderie. I mean, that's what all of this stuff is. It's people, it's misfits. I was thinking the other day, how you see pictures of animals that are getting along that shouldn't be getting along or whatever. It's always only one of each kind, and it's because of the misfits of their probably
own.
Traitors to their other,
no, they were
species.
the misfits. So it's the people who get along are the people who are too weak to get along with the people who are like them. If you were cool, then you'd still be in with your people.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, actually, so Stallworth was very good at like convincing people. So they asked him like how he was able to be so convincing, and he was like, "I just thought about like all the things that were said to me, and I just said that stuff over the phone." So he was like, I hate Ns, I hate Jews, I hate anyone who's not an Aryan." So he was the one who would talk to
he
people.
He went on
over
Reddit and practiced.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that full of white supremacists or no?
Is it? I don't know.
Or just are incels necessarily white supremacists? Not necessarily. But then, okay, so he's repeating all this bullshit to these people.
Shouldn't there be an app that connects incels with like black prostitutes?
Why black prostitutes?
Just because I think it's harder for black sex workers.
Oh,
right?
Wait. So why would we put them in more danger with incels?
Because but at least somebody can. Well, because they'll get. Someone will touch their wiener and then they'll
fall in love.
They'll fall in love.
And then they'll love black people. They'll go from hating black people to loving black people because they came.
Yeah. Maybe that's not it. I don't know.
Hey, no, honestly, maybe.
I mean, literally,
here's the thing. People who are angry, you see it all the time, people messaging their trolls or whatever, and then like just taking the time to get to know who this person is.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, somebody pays attention. I mean, most of what everything is people want attention.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because I did get solicited for sex one time at like Broadway and Gates when I was living over there by an African American prostitute. And I remember,
damn.
Yeah, and I was like, no, that's okay. But I felt bad. I felt bad for
turning her down.
I was like, this sucks. This really sucks for you.
Yeah. Wait, did she say a price? Because that'll depend. Depending on what the price is.
She didn't say a price, but I didn't want.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she's like, I'll suck your dick for $50.
But she was like middle aged. But she was she was nice. She was like, hey, sweetheart, how you doing? I'm like, here we go. And she's like, hi, I'm just out here, but I'm just out here. I need some money, but I'll work for my money if you want a little head, I think she said coolie, a little coolie.
Is that butt licking?
I don't know what that is. I guess it's pussy.
Coolie?
Coolie.
Oh, like cunnilingus? Oh, like fucking?
Oh, like maybe I would pay to give her cunnilingus. I should just ate her pussy for free.
No.
I should just ate her pussy and gave her a bowl of soup or something.
Yeah, that was so rude of you.
Yeah.
Here, wash it down.
Because I remember feeling bad. I was like, God, it's like because it was, a few years ago.
Maybe
I was like,
she just doesn't mind sucking a dick, and she's like, I want $50.
She wasn't dressed.
Maybe she saw some shoes she liked, and she was like,
maybe
I'll put a dick in my mouth for a new pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. Did she look really run down?
She didn't look run down, but she didn't look particularly sexy or anything. She looked like a cleaning lady.
She's a low maintenance bitch, Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah. But it actually got to the point where Stallworth was on the phone with David Duke.
Oh yeah.
And he said David Duke was like a nice guy, but then once he started talking about minorities, he said like the lunatic came out.
So he got cucked by a black guy for sure.
David Duke?
It had to have. Like, why does he hate black people so much?
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. Is it worth? Let me ask you this: is it worth asking those questions?
Asking what questions?
Asking why people like looking at someone who's a white supremacist and being like, "Oh, how did you get here?" I don't know if it's.
Of course, it's worth it. It's curious. It's like you want to find where you're getting your business from.
Intellectual curiosity.
What voice is that? That's so creepy.
Sam Harris.
That's a Sam Harris. Oh wow, it is. Good job. Yes. Nice. I love Sam Harris.
We need to ask the questions like, why does someone like child pornography?
I think it is important. I haven't listened to him in a while. Did you ever used to listen to his podcast?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, they say he's like on his way out.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna start retweeting him. I don't want him to leave. Why would he be on his way out?
Well, we've talked about this before. We'll talk about it after the show.
Okay.
But yeah, so he said, we began speaking roughly 1 to 2 times a week. I would call him to praise him. I'd always call him Mr. Duke. He said David Duke loved he was like Trump. He loved praising.
Of course he did.
So yeah.
Praising other people and getting praised?
He loved getting praised.
Yeah,
of
course.
Getting praised. He loved, he was kind of like Trump in that way. He said
funny.
He said it looked like the Klan was doing great. He'd go and explain their plans, bragging and boasting and feeding me information. Sometimes my conversation with David Duke were light, personal discussions about his wife, Chloe, and their children, how they were doing and what was going on in their lives.
Chloe, she definitely cucked with a black guy for sure.
Think?
Her name's Chloe for sure.
Chloe's like a
I
fuck black guy's name.
For sure.
Yeah. When you took away the topic of white supremacy and the KKK nonsense, he was a very pleasant conversationalist. But he also said, at one point, he kind of like enjoyed talking to him. And he said at one point, he was like, hey, what if I was like some N pretending to be white? And David Duke was like, I would know. I can always tell. I could tell the way that you like, I can tell that like you use the English language correctly.
Because it was on the phone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
See, I've always said there's blacks and there's...
No, exactly. I remember telling other people that. Recine always says there's blacks and...
Yeah. But it's like David Duke liked him.
Yeah. Wait, it was a black guy?
Stallworth was a black guy. Over the phone.
Oh, so over the phone,
it was a black guy. He would always like conduct the phone.
That is so and then fucking fun. I didn't realize Stallworth was a black guy.
So it was
he really...
Yeah. So
I would know. No,
I would know, yeah. Not. Yeah. And then so he said that like David Duke sent him like a certificate like you're in the Klan and signed it, and he said he kept it framed in his office.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
What an idiot. I mean, I guess you assume that David Duke would be an idiot, but I don't know. It's like literally that Chappelle Show sketch.
Yeah. It seems like being dumb and being evil kind of go together. You
know?
Know?
It allows you... I wonder if it's like a lack of emotional... intelligence or something, because if you can, because like I don't know, and I know this is like lame to say, and like when people are like, oh, you know, I'm highly sensitive or whatever, but like I feel like I can pick up on people's energies pretty decently, and I feel like I don't know, if somebody else is uncomfortable, then I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of feel that, and so like if you don't have that, but I don't know. I guess you get desensitized. So actually, you know what? It's probably also people who just...
that's like innate.
I don't know. I was thinking about it because I'm also like, I'm 28. I'm a woman. It's like my biological clock is like annoying me now where it never did before. It's like it's probably related to that. I don't know. Biology with all this shit interests me. But I mean... So maybe I wouldn't make a good spy. I'd have to get on a birth control or something that would like regulate that stuff, so I wasn't just like feeling bad for doing bad things. So these poor people, like that motherly instinct or whatever, you have to like squash it.
Right. Crush it and to succeed.
Or just have enough terrible things happen to you that you're desensitized to life.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the route that most people take.
I didn't see Black Klansman, but I want to, but I feel like they probably made Stallworth cooler in the movie than because in the movie he's got like an afro and like a leather jacket. And here's the last quote from this article. He's talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the de facto leader of the white supremacist movement right now because he gives them a wink and a nod and basically allows them to say the things that they're saying and do the things that they're doing, like in Charlottesville, without condemning them. He said. In his capacity as the Russian-planted occupier of the White House, he should be the moral conscience of this nation, but he is far from that. So, you know.
Well, he just knows that...
He's like a Russia guy.
He would lose...
He's like a nerd.
That's who he has as his fan base. If he started saying people couldn't say stuff, I mean, that's... He would lose his people. Telling people what they can and can't say?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. People would be pissed about that. He can't do it.
Yeah. But that's why I wish I did get a chance to watch the movie because it's like you see, what I'm kind of interested in is like, how do you infiltrate an like, how do you have to infiltrate people? You have to like gain people's trust.
Well, he was saying he would always find the like most vulnerable people, the one who went undercover.
So now you're talking about, we watched a Vice video about a guy, an English narcotics detective.
And he would always pick off like the most vulnerable people. And there was one guy who was on suicide watch because he found out that guy was an informant and he thought he was his only friend. Yeah. He was like, I finally have a friend, my only friend. And then boom, he's a cop. And he's like, he had to be watched constantly.
So he's an undercover cop.
Blow his brains out.
And he also said that like this guy was pretty much taken advantage of by the drug cartel. Like they were kind of like, he was like a user and a dealer. So they're probably making him stay on the street and paying him, and
the guy who was in the interview,
the guy he was friends with.
Oh yeah, he was on the payroll.
Yeah,
dude, that's fucking crazy. That'd be so much fun.
We both have the same kind of ADD where someone can be talking right at us and we're not.
Oh, for sure. I know. I notice that whenever we do an episode together, I'm like, oh yeah, we got the same problem.
What happened? Yeah.
Oh, and also I thought it was interesting, like thinking about how long it might take different. Because like, so that one guy infiltrated the biker gang, and it took like, he was like infiltrating it for 28 months. And depending on how stupid the people you're trying to infiltrate are, it just takes you a different amount of time to like infiltrate them. Like, I'm surprised it took 28 months for like a biker gang.
I really wish you would stop jumping all over the fucking place.
Oh, well, who are you talking about?
Well, so I don't know. You want to talk about Billy Queen?
Oh, is that who that is?
Yeah, he was an ATF agent who infiltrated some biker gang.
Oh, that one isn't that. That one's not that interesting. But you were talking about
no,
like
but
what
he
it
got
takes
he got
to...
really high and he became like treasurer of like some chapter. Or
treasurer?
something.
That's because nobody fucking wants to be treasurer.
It's
when
true.
you're going around and it's like, who wants to be secretary? Who wants to be treasurer? And it's always the person who like nobody really wants in the group to be there, but they like want to feel involved.
Right. But yeah, he was in there for a while, and I guess one thing we realized from watching this stuff was biker gangs are a little boring.
Yeah, I mean it was just like, because there's not that much different that separates them. Yeah. You know, it's like, oh, prostitution, drugs, okay, and it's here, and you guys are on bikes.
Because the Italians, like, at least there's interesting things to spend your money on. It seems like what do you do if you're in a biker gang and you have money?
More leather I don't know. What do they do?
Matching leather jackets with your friends.
What do they spend money on?
I don't know. They
just travel.
I kind of hate motorcycles.
Do you?
I think they're loud. I think they're annoying. I don't see the appeal. It seems like a very old man. I feel like I could probably, if you give me a couple tough Italians, I could go to like a small town and take over. I could run the biker gang out of town.
You think so?
I think I could.
You think?
I'm not trying to toot my. I'm not.
If you had other Italians with you, if you had a team,
if I had a team, if I had like, I don't know, maybe like me, Nick, who else?
Ooh,
we could figure out a way to like turn them against each other, and
who else would be a good manipulator? Who's like a good manipulating man?
Maybe Lewis.
Yes, Lewis for sure.
Nick, Lewis, and Jimmy Martinez.
Tim Dillon.
And Tim Dillon. and Tim Dillon just seduces all the bikers.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think we could probably.
Everybody will chill out. He's the one who keeps everybody chill by.
I think we could do it. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that could be a movie.
Yeah, definitely. You should write it.
Three guys and a fat gay guy go and take over biker territory.
Yeah. Have you ever thought about just going to a new place and pretending to be a completely different person?
Yes.
Like how often? Where do you want to go? Do you want to go to like another, like you want to go to the suburbs in some random place in America? Are you like, I want to go to another country?
Because I would still be me, but I don't know, maybe starting over that'd be kind of cool. I'm too old to start over.
No, you're not. You're never too old to start over.
Yeah.
Especially as a man.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, you look.
Especially as a man.
No, seriously.
You're a man.
Actually, I mean, yeah, because it depends.
People always say that. I go, I'm worried about this. They're like, you're a man. You're fine.
Well, as far as like, it depends on what you're trying to use.
You don't understand. My penis was cut off.
But you guys.
By a food processor.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why is that still with you?
And people are like, I don't know. People are like, you're a man. You'll be fine.
Like,
no, I don't.
Once you lose the dick, you're no longer a man.
Right.
So then you wouldn't be fine.
Right.
That's what makes a man.
Right.
Right?
What if, that's an interesting question for people. What if someone goes to war in Afghanistan, they serve their country, and they get their dick blown off by an IED?
Then the government should pay for them to
the government should
get
absolutely
off however
pay for
he
them.
can still get off.
No, but they should pay for them to have transgender surgery, because a man without a penis is a woman.
Right. You might. Here's the thing. If I'm going to lose my dick, you better make me a hot as fuck chick.
The hottest woman, yeah. You better make that hole into a... You better... I don't know. Losing your penis is the scariest thing.
I bet.
It's like
I'm glad I started off without one, so I don't have one to lose.
But it's like losing your clit's pretty scary.
Yeah, I'd be bummed. I'd be super bummed. But also, I'd get so much done. I've thought about it. I'm like, damn, female genital mutilation is fucked up, but I would have like 5 PhDs.
That's why all those women in Africa are getting so much done.
No, but for real
They're
though,
accomplishing
like,
so much.
That's like,
are they?
No, yeah, that is a part of the reason.
Is
because your
really?
clit, yes, because your clit, like, it carries so much of your horniness.
Yeah,
and it carries so much of like you're getting
just
offness.
Some woman who got her clit cut off, like started a business and like.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Called Fresh Cut Start. I don't know.
I guess I believe you. But yeah, one thing this guy said was that you need this guy Billy Queen, who is the ATF agent who infiltrated the biker gang. He he said that you need someone on the inside because of witness intimidation. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Like, what do you have to do to get them to like you? I guess you have to bring in money or something, or you have to.
You have to. Yeah, you have to be of use to them, obviously, and then you also. No, you just have to find the most vulnerable people. I don't know. You just got to study them for a little while. I mean, after you can kind of tell after a while what people value a little bit. And as long as you start to like share, because everybody, once you start seeing what people value, you can imitate those values. You know what I mean? So it's like,
okay, so what's a what's a podcast that we could we infiltrate like Pod Save America?
What do you mean?
If we needed somebody on the inside.
Positive, is that which one's Positive America? Is that like the four white dudes or whatever?
Yeah, it's like the political one.
Do you think we could get into
what's a popular podcast? Could we infiltrate like? All right, here's a good example. If we had to infiltrate Fox News,
do they have hot girlfriends?
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe I could like, if you need me to. Just kidding. But anyway, okay. I mean, what do you mean infiltrate a podcast? It's like,
or like Fox News. If we had to climb the ladders at Fox News and get in there, what would you
Deb.
do? Yeah, right.
You have Deb.
Yeah. Use Deb so
she would just seduce them, and. No, I mean, that's literally like, if it's a woman, seduce. That's your only way as a woman that you can get into somewhere is if you're seducing, depending on who's in power. But mostly that's your main power is you
also need to do something to like get attention. Like you need like a big thing to get them to like notice you.
Right. You know what you do? You throw their enemy under the bus. You find out who they don't like. That's what people connect over.
Yeah.
Is who people don't like. So yeah, you find who they don't like and you fucking start trashing them on Twitter.
Yeah.
And
this stuff's fun. I don't know why people don't do it more often. It's like fun.
Oh yeah, conniving is
Yeah.
I was watching the show Unreal and it's not that good. But I kind of like it and it's about the Bachelor.
We should infiltrate Chapo. We should tell Prager University or something that like we know some socialists and we're gonna find out and just get them to pay us like $500 a week.
Chapo?
Yeah.
It's like chump change to
be
them.
In their office. Yeah. Just be in their office and like, no, someone's going to pay us. Some right-wing media company's going to pay us.
To infiltrate them.
To wear a wire in
I don't know them very well.
Office.
I don't know how I'd get in there. I don't know. I could probably find some people to trash and gain some trust. I don't know. I haven't really.
Yeah.
I don't know. So who would I trash? Trump? Who do they talk shit about?
I don't know. Yeah,
I've never listened.
I'm trying to find a way. No, they. Yeah. Yes and no. Okay. I don't know. I mean, what's like an organization that you could? How about like? What about like? Could you get? All right. Here's a question for you. Could you get yourself into like Lindy West's inner circle?
For sure.
What would you do?
Oh, I would just start hating on men more and I would have to completely stop hating on any women stuff at all. I'd have to be like I've like come to my senses and like, wow, I just realized I've been like had a lot of internal misogyny before.
Yeah, you would have to use that.
Oh, for sure. I'd be like, wow, I can't believe how I've been acting towards other women, blah, blah, blah.
But you would have to do a big thing where you make a video and you're like, this is, this is how I feel. I used to be like this and now I'm like this.
Yeah, I would make a video and it would be teaching women how to hurt men. You know what I mean? Because like you see all these things.
Dave Rubin did that. He worked at the Young Turks, which was like it's like a left organization. Yeah. And then he makes this PragerU video called like "Why I Left the Left," and he's like, actually, it's the left that's intolerant, and the video got like 9 million views. Now he's like a big.
No, totally.
He tours with Jordan Peterson and stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You just have to say that you're one of those people, and then people generally kind of take that.
Yeah.
I would make because like you see like women trying to like we're gonna make a video where we catcall men and see how they like it, and it's just like woo, like
nice dick,
hitting on them, and like that doesn't bother men.
I do have a nice dick.
It doesn't bother them. Yeah. You have to be there and be like, you have to like insult their masculinity. You have to be like, when's the last time you talked to your dad? Does he like your brothers better?
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, you got to really get in.
You're not tall
You have
enough.
to find out. Yeah. Oh my God. That's definitely, there's for sure, there's other pinpoints that women aren't getting that they could be using. And so anyway, so I would probably make something like that and then be like, see, this is how you fuck men over. And then they would accept me. I would have to gain weight probably. I'd start eating more.
Yeah.
We'll see. Stop working out at all.
Or you could be like Lindy's like skinny friend.
Maybe. I'd have to. Oh no! Here's the thing. I wouldn't have to gain weight, but I would have to become like a lesbian or something. I'd have to have some kind of major life change that's like proof. I'd have to like shave my head. Yes,
but just shave the side of your head.
Oh God, that'd be awful. I don't think I can pull that off. I don't think I have like the shaved head pull off.
Half your head is spiked and the other half is like shaved, and then you just
Yeah. I think I could do it.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, here's the thing. I do also hate men. I hate men and women.
You hate men, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I can like definitely harness that. I just have to. The hardest part would be no longer talking shit about women. But I could do it if I needed to. It depends on what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, and you wouldn't like feel bad about it or anything, or
about what?
Because I think because I feel like if you're gonna do this and be okay with it, you really do have to like hate the people that you're infiltrating.
No, you just have to think that they deserve it, or that they're stupid enough that so that show Unreal, so it's like The Bachelor, right? But it's like a TV show based on the behind the scenes with the producers and they're manipulating people, and yeah, so the main character is this girl and she's a producer, and so she just like causes drama and she like talks to them and like makes them trust her and like gets them to bring up stuff and all this different stuff, and I'm like, that looks so much fun. And the reason why I could do it in that situation is because they're all like dumb hot chicks who want to be who want to be famous,
right? You
know what I mean? So it's like
all
you want to do is be famous. This is why you're here, so I don't feel bad because you're still getting publicity. You know what I mean? Ultimately that's your goal. Clearly you're not here for love. If you are, then you're that stupid that I don't care about you either.
Because it was very manipulative. Like that daytime television was always very much like,
for sure.
I mean, you do have to like, those stories they're not just there. You have to sort of like, I mean, they're there, but you have to heighten them and add to them and magnify them. And I wrote, because Ricky Velez shot a pilot and I wrote on it, and it was like a trashy talk show. And there was this lady, Kim, who worked for the Bill Cunningham show, and she was like an expert in that, and just like getting like
drama
she was
started?
like the white trash whisperer.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because nobody wants to listen to people just be right.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be some kind of controversy going on, or else it's like it's just boring. So yeah, you got to have the fucking fire starters. You got to have the pot stirrers.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're in comedy. It's like there's plenty of pot stirrers.
Yeah. Another thing. So let's get back to the guy.
Oh yeah.
The British guy.
Okay.
Right. So he said that one time he was like there's loyalty on the streets that people don't really understand. Like he was like saying that he needed $5 to smoke crack, and some lady was like, here's my last £5, and I said, no, you need this, and she said, I'll be fine. She was like, I just smoked my crack, so I'll be fine.
Like how you gave up on it. Yeah, she smoked her. Yeah, she was done. She's like, well, I'm going to be passed out for 4 or 5 hours anyway.
Yeah.
Or doing my own shit anyway. So you take this for now. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, like the generosity.
Wait, wouldn't that be cool if you could just take something and not be like anxious and depressed for like 4 hours?
What? So wait, does crack do that?
Maybe
Is that
crack,
what we have to do?
Sounds like it.
I'll try whatever.
Why don't we just we'll do it for the show.
I'm the reason why things are illegal.
We'll just smoke crack. Why, white women?
Because I'm a white woman, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why. I mean, they were talking. I was watching something the other day. It was about.
That's kind of why the Civil War was fought too. Like you think, like why did all these guys who were poor farmers like take a gun? They were like, blacks are going to rape your woman.
Well,
they're going to take your job.
Either
and rape
or they're going to go willingly, which one's worse? You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to be validated through their children's decisions.
Right.
So if you're a white man and your daughter's fucking a black guy, it's like, oh, that means black dick is better.
Yeah.
And then you're a white man, like, oh no, I don't have that.
Yeah.
He's
like, honey, I bought you your anti-rape kit for. She's like, oh, thanks, thanks, Jim Bob.
What does an anti-rape kit look like?
It's just like a gun or something.
Oh, okay.
But she's just fucking the black guy willingly.
Oh, right. Sorry, I was still thinking about.
See, people say it's easy to be a white man, but it's actually hard because you know deep in your heart that like you're only where you're at because you're sort of you have.
I feel bad for white men.
Benefited from the system, but also it's like there's no, and then you kind of do have this feeling that like there's other people who are
there's only
better
way to
than
go
you.
down.
Mexicans.
You can only go down. That's what's so scary about being a white guy is there's only down from here.
Yeah.
You know. And also, it'll be interesting when all the power structures start to shift, and then we just have like a lot of incompetent people because they never had to work before. So it's like even if we do like, we're still gonna have to take care of those people who weren't preparing and like having to actually do stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. All this stuff is gonna change because I don't know. White guys have power and money because like you have to have that, or else like you. I don't know what happened
I don't
to you
have
guys.
any power. I don't have power or money, but I have a system.
You do, though.
I have a system that will like support me.
This is we're living in a patriarchal system, so therefore
a white patriarchal.
Yeah.
system.
So, but you're Italian, so kind of.
Yeah, but
so you won't get into a country club.
Yeah, but we're like the foot soldiers for white supremacy, kind of.
You are, and we appreciate your work. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I have a lot of pity for white men. You guys have it really hard. I wouldn't want to be a white man. If I wanted to be one, I'd be one.
Because nobody wants to be one.
Because I could be one if I wanted to be one.
You could be a white man.
Yes.
Yeah. You're almost there.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like if it was that good, then why aren't women transitioning into being men?
Yeah. But I think there is like this secret fear where you kind of you don't think that other people are better than you, but you look at like Mexicans and black guys and you go, oh, they're cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're like, they're really cool and they're cooler than me. So I think the best thing for me to do is just join the CIA and destroy their country and pretend that I'm doing like the right thing.
You're just protecting your kids and your families. You're protecting your people.
I don't want my beautiful white wife to be raped.
I wonder if I'm ever going to become a white supremacist. You know, I've gone through a lot of different. I've never been a white supremacist, but this whole liberal thing came. I got a little bit hypnotized by that or whatever. So if I just stay in Missouri, I'll be hypnotized by those people.
Because is there a white guy that you like respect? Is there any white guy that you like admire? Like who?
Only exclusively white men do I respect.
Okay.
Larry David,
yeah. He's kind of the only one. Mel Brooks.
I know. I really can't think of anybody else. He's the only person, besides my father.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
De Niro, I guess.
No, not De Niro.
No? Okay.
Just Larry David. I can't think. I'm trying to think of, Elon Musk. I think he's great.
You're weird like that.
Sam Harris.
Yeah, you're weird. You're like autistic.
No, I know. You are too.
Yeah. Wait, let me grab a seltzer and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Do a read for Blue Chew. Yeah, do a Blue Chew read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blue Chew for when your dick doesn't work and I don't know, when you're no longer attracted to your wife and you can't get it up but you want her to think that you're still excited about it. So then you take it and your dick is all hard and she's like, oh my God, he must still be attracted to me because his dick is so hard. So anyway, make your wife feel good and get a Blue Chew.
Blue Chew, we were talking about this last night. Blue Chew is only available as a subscription. Like you have to pay like $20 a month or something. But it's like, why can't I just have it in my house like it's Werther's Original and just, pop one when I need it? I don't want to get dependent on your fucking dick candy. I
don't know how this stuff works. I don't know anything about it.
I'm fucking telling you how it works.
Do you know do you know if that's how it works?
Yeah, I went on the website and it's like, oh, for $10 a month you can get a subscription, but I don't want to subscribe. I don't need a subscription of fucking dick pills.
No, that's the way to go. I just need
one. No, Abby.
We're living in a subscription world, Mike.
And it sucks.
No, it doesn't. It's really nice and convenient.
It's not convenient.
It gives us extra time. You know what? It is problematic because then we have too much free time and then we want to kill ourselves.
But it's not convenient.
That time we should be out there going to the store and buying it ourselves instead of having things delivered to our door.
Why isn't it available?
Well, then now I'm not going to get out of my house and I'm going to be depressed.
Plus, I don't need. Here's the thing: my dick works good enough that I don't need dick pills to come to my fucking house every month. I need one every once in a while. I need one maybe twice a month. Once a month, twice a month, I want to pop a Blue Chew and not if I'm like, I don't know if I'm like full or if it's like a special occasion, if it's Deb's birthday.
Stock up on them and then they make good holiday gifts.
And then cancel it?
No.
But
Keep
that's what I'm saying.
getting
I
them
hate
and then
this.
give them to your friends.
But I hate this
It's like an Adderall prescription.
I hate the subscription world that we live in where everything's a fucking subscription. It's like they have like doomsday subscription services where it's like, just sell me the fucking box. Sell me $100 box for with all my, my apocalypse supplies. I don't need this shit every month. That's insane.
Things go bad.
No, they don't. They last years.
Well, it depends on. I guess it's not a very. It is an awful doomsday box if you do have to keep getting more of them.
Frankie likes to try to calm me down when I'm.
Oh, that's so cute. He is. He's licking his face.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, shut up,
he's
Dad.
Using his paw too.
What
a good boy.
But for real, a doomsday prep box would be shit if you have to keep getting new ones. It's like, well, then what am I going to do when I'm down under the ground? How are they going to get to me?
I will pay. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for one time.
Dude,
anyway.
Wait,
we were talking about something before I mentioned Blue Chew, and I forget what it was.
I don't know which one of the stories. There was multiple stories.
Mexican. It was maybe I
didn't really pay attention to the Mexican cartel one, but that seems cool.
But yeah, I guess so. The big takeaway from that thing about the undercover cop that we watched was he was like, they were like, "Do you think your work did any good for people?"
Oh, and he said
like,
no.
All I did was make vulnerable people like punish
harder.
Vulnerable people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really truly awful. I mean, those people are already like, the reason they're in that situation is because shit isn't going well, and then it's like,
that's
the
why
most
you're
vulnerable
doing
person
crack.
of the most vulnerable people.
Right.
Oh, I feel so bad for that guy who thought he finally had a friend. Oh my God, that breaks my heart.
I know. He probably cried himself to sleep.
Oh no!
Think of all the shitty just graphic designers and tech people that they could just get cocaine whenever they want.
Yeah.
And they're not going to go to jail. And then it's like you smoke a little bit of crack. I know this has been I'm not the first person to say this, but that sucks. A little bit of crack and it's the same thing. It's just more fun. It's just more fun to smoke crack. That's why they're
Wait, it is? Have you done it? Have you done both? Well, they started cracking down on crack because black people did it. They started cracking down on marijuana because they thought it was like a Mexican thing. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's why I go back and forth on how red pilled I am because, people who get annoyed at all the progressive stuff that you see, but it's like, I don't know, since I've moved around a lot, I have noticed how, I don't know, I'm not worried about getting caught smoking weed really in public. Mm-hmm. I got caught smoking weed in college and I was surprised that I ended up actually getting in trouble for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, there is this expectation. It is like a babying thing where it's like, you just don't expect to get in trouble for as much as other people can. They just have to expect that they could get in trouble for stuff at any moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's get sidetracked again. We got to wrap up in a little bit, but let's. You want to take a little detour?
Okay, sure.
Because I feel like every time you do the show, we end up talking about Sam Harris. And that,
that's not true. Oh my God, it is true.
But I don't care.
Oh my God,
I don't
that's
care.
right. Last time I talked to you on this podcast, I did bring that up.
I mean, I'm happy to talk about it.
Yeah, well, you're one of the few people that I don't know. I feel like nobody else really talks about.
Yeah.
That I talk to talks about Sam Harris.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting it in. So okay, where do you want to go now?
I feel like we need to sit down and
plan a discussion before.
It's just the stuff he's got this weird obsession with race, with Muslims, and with blacks too, which I can't get on board with it. He had on this guy, this black kid who wrote an essay, who's a conservative, and he was like, yes, a lot of people think that rap music is bad, but if you say that, you're demonized. And Sam Harris is like, oh, that's interesting. And I just feel like if you think that rap music is bad, you're ignorant, because that means you're saying that Nas is bad, that the Wu-Tang Clan is.
Anybody can not like rap. And be like, I don't. That's not my thing.
To just paint it with that broad brush and to completely write it off, I think that's
that's
really
racist.
I think that's racist.
No, because there's also and that's also what the kids say. He's like, there are black people who don't like rap or don't want their kids listening to it. You know what I mean?
But to say that rap is bad for people, that it's a bad influence,
well,
that's that's just not true.
Well, then saying that video games are bad for people is racist against white and Asian men. You know what I mean? It's what do you what does that mean?
But I think that's just that's just false and ignorant to write it off like that.
Also, there are some white rappers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, because I mean, it's just like that. I mean, here's the thing. I think that people do say, yeah, I guess the people who are
because what about
who
my
are
man
saying
Talib,
that probably.
What about my man Talib Kweli?
Who's that? Is he a good rapper?
Yeah, he's like one of those like.
I think that Sam.
But I'm saying, but wouldn't you agree that there's a ton of rappers who are like socially relevant and
yes,
like smart.
I think that those
poignant.
people are dumb who say that.
Okay, so those people are dumb. Okay, all right.
I agree with that, but it's like, okay, so what was the thing? Like he was because the young black guy was like, racism isn't real, and he was like, you're right, young black guy.
He basically wrote
who
some
I'm
essay.
saying is smart.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote some essay where he was like, if you go against like the conventional wisdom of people, then you're kind of like cast out and
yeah. Well, I think that's why I don't know.
But then he also did an interview with Charles Murray, who's like who has supported like race and IQ stuff, that race and IQ like pseudoscience.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I just care about the facts and I feel like you're ignorant if you even give that any kind of. I mean, I feel like you should get like 10 or 15 minutes to like research that, and then if you think that stuff is valid, you should be like written off.
I am kind of torn on this, and I don't.
Because you think some people have lower IQs.
No,
and some people have higher IQs, like Jews, right?
I just think
and Chinese.
yeah,
and it's genetic.
No, I think that the inspiration behind some of this science isn't good, and I think it's used wrong. But I do also get weary about people like limiting in what you can like look into and research, and like I don't know, there are, because I was thinking about this, like
I think
the reason why Asians are so smart in America is because that they weren't around as much, so it's like everybody's like, I don't know. Never mind. That doesn't even make sense. But like, because you see it like, so there's a difference between, I was thinking about this recently. So you know when people say African Americans?
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, it's not African American, it's black. And it's like, no, maybe they are talking specifically about African Americans, like people who are from Africa who came over here who were in America. Because being black and being African American are two different fucking things. It's like there are the black people who have been here and they got fucked over pretty fucking hard. And then there are immigrant black people. There are people who come over and don't have that like American trauma that African Americans have in America. Because like, you know, some people
There's
come
people
over
who sell watches on Canal Street. I said that like before, and you stepped on it.
Oh yeah. Well, I was also talking.
That's all right.
And you know, I don't have any fucking kind of ability to listen and think at the same time. That's why I never did improv. I fucking sucked at that shit. I mean, that's what a podcast is just improv.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucking immigrants have a different sense of like.
It's improv for people who aren't 38 and bald. And
it's improv for people who don't want to pay fucking a bunch of money to be part of a community of people that you don't even really like that much.
Right.
It's right. Like it's just like an adult sorority.
It's
or
improv
fraternity.
that you can do in the woods, in a shack in the woods, if you have the equipment.
Exactly.
Yeah. Take your battery operated Zoom and but go ahead.
Broadcast to the world because they need to hear your opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wait. So. What else?
I mean, maybe a good place to wrap up is like just to say that, I mean, the big takeaway from that video that we watched was that the guy basically said, he was like, I don't think my work really did anything for anybody.
No, yeah, he was like,
you can lock up dealers, but you're just going to create a void, and that void's going to be filled.
Exactly. It's like a king. You're killing a king. There's going to be a new king. Mm-hmm. People are just going to keep filling in those spaces unless you give them other stuff to do. The only thing that would be productive in those situations is to find other kinds of jobs for those people to do. The problem is once you get so fucked up, it's like hard for people to like keep jobs.
Yeah.
So there'd have to be a lot of therapy and rehabilitation involved too.
Did he say that drugs should be like regulated?
Yeah, he said, that's what he was saying. The answer is to a very Ron Paul thing to say is like, legalize everything and then control it. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the ultimate, like MDMA. He was saying, like, because the biggest problem with drugs is you don't know exactly what you're getting. There's no way to track it. You don't know how much you're doing. You don't know, like, what your tolerance even is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if we just legalized everything and then controlled it, people would find a new way to rebel.
So legalize like heroin.
Mm-hmm. He said legalize, like, it sounded like his impression was he used to legalize pretty much whatever, and then just create laws around it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating M&Ms.
It's okay.
Stop
Let it
eating.
be known that Abby's the one eating and not me. Okay, so
I'm sorry if you can hear it.
Don't move your Patreon dollars out of the show.
Just complain about me.
Yeah, I guess the other thing too is we also don't think that like there's a ton of money in law enforcement, and someone's benefiting and getting rich from law enforcement.
Oh, for sure.
So someone's got to buy microphone. So the microphone company's probably making money
on what?
On like bugs, on like
for sure,
mics that people wear. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
wires.
Yeah. I mean, any business has to make money, and then it's like, and then you add. I mean, have you done anything about like prison reform or like the prison systems?
No, I would like to, because all this stuff is like it's like complicated, and it takes it's not like you, because I don't want to just be like it's all about money and corporations, man.
Yeah.
Like I want to like have a concrete like trail of what's happening, who's lobbying for who, and who's getting rich and stuff like that. But it does seem like from the time I've spent doing the show, some guy in Connecticut is always
for sure
is always making money so his daughter can take UCB classes.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they're the smartest ones, because the smartest people keep themselves out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
They just get the paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Tony Soprano, he told his what's Christopher? He told Christopher, he like showed him like, oh, that's the guy that killed your dad, because he wanted to gain his trust, because he wanted him to be the person in between. So it's like you make the decisions or whatever. He wanted that responsibility to go on to Christopher. So then if exactly,
to take over,
so then he is not as involved, and he's not as easily accessible.
Mm-hmm.
So Tony Soprano's a guy in Connecticut now, I guess.
Yeah. Do you think that was the guy that killed Chris's dad, or do you think he was? They never like explained that.
Well, you know how ADHD I am. I can't remember. I mean, I watched that episode, but I don't remember. I had a feeling that maybe it wasn't that guy, just because Tony did want to manipulate him.
Yeah.
And so he had to come up with something.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember.
Yeah.
I need to finish that series. I am only in like season 4 right now.
Oh, okay. Get into 6, and then we'll all watch it together.
Perfect. How many seasons are there?
6.
Oh.
But Deb and I are on the last.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, you guys have to wait then.
Split into 2. Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we got to wrap up. But thanks for being here, Abby. Any plugs?
Oh, I don't know. Just follow me on Instagram and Twitter and stuff, and I'll post about things.
Sweet. Yeah, follow Abby. She's
At
she's
Abby
a good friend,
Rosenquist.
and she's always here to bail me out when the show's late and I need to
have somebody
have an episode.
have to pay attention.
She's always been there. Always been there for me. Yeah, guys, sitdownpod@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Recine Mike. I respond to Instagram DMs a lot quicker if you guys have any feedback or notes or questions for the show.
Buy his sauce.
Shoot me buy my sauce, I guess. I don't fucking know. I want to get rid of all this stuff. Shipping is like I don't know what shipping costs are.
Oh, it varies.
Because I can't give someone a quote and be like, this is what it is, because it varies from where I'm sending it. So
come visit him in Brooklyn.
I wish I never got involved in this dirty business.
I know.
But yeah, so do that.
Sorry, this is
follow
late.
me on Instagram. Sorry, this is late. Thank you. Follow me on Instagram. Shoot me a DM. Recine Mike on Instagram. Sitdownpod@gmail.com. And guys, if you want, kick us, $5, $7, $10 on Patreon. We appreciate that, and we can bring you better quality episodes. The more money that I have. All right. All right.
Papa John sign off.
Yeah, guys. Thanks very much. Yeah, better Patreon, better pizza. That's it. Bye-bye.